Well, I guess it's Van Halen week here on Idiots and Bars.
Yeah, man, that's a good week.
Just sitting here with two fellow old bastards that love Van Halen.
Cheers to Van Halen.
Couple of dinosaurs.
Cheers to being old bastards.
There you go. Well, I was doing research last week for the whole Alex Van Halen album and whether, David Lee Roth should be there or Sammy should be there. Dude, I saw that the remaster of 5150 box set is coming out. So I went down today to Lunchbox Records here in Charlotte. They had one copy. So here it is.
Beautiful. We're going to unbox it. Let's go.
It's beautiful. Look at this
Oh,
thing.
wow. You haven't
beautiful.
even opened it yet.
No, it's not. We're going to get that glare off of there.
They gave you some other swag, right?
Yeah, this thing came with some good stuff here. We've got backstage pass that it came with.
And they gave you like a 11 by 17 poster.
This one's kind of just looks like a sales piece here. But then on the other side, we got this great, looks like they all went to, remember the store Benetton? Is that what it was? Where you buy all the fluorescent clothing? This is the one thing here about the mid-'80s.
I like what they're wearing. I still wear that shit.
Anyone that wore this kind of blazer, you feel that material. You can feel it.
I still wear it.
When you look at it.
A little new wave going on right there.
That's all right.
Yeah, let's crack this bad boy open.
All right, I'm going to use this if I can. Let me see here what we got. How about a toothpick?
So it's the 40th anniversary.
That's insane, 40 years.
Oh my God. I remember I got that record at Columbia House on cassette when I was a kid. Columbia House, I didn't send
Tell me you're
thing.
old without telling me you're old.
So they sent it to me, and then I loved it so much I just kept it. But that's how I ended up with my copy of it. And if you had told my 8-year-old self that there would be an edition like this one day, I'd be so jealous.
But if this is 40 years, that means in 2 years, it'll be the 50th anniversary of Van Halen 1.
Yeah, it will, 78.
2028, yeah, 78.
Yep.
50 years, in 2 years, 50 years of Van Halen 1. Wild. All right, let's do this. Let's rip this thing open here.
So when is the anniversary for Diver Down going to be?
Should we save the plastic? And there you go, take that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is a really nice matte finish. This is really nice. Check that out. It's like a book. It really is.
Wow, it's heavy. What was the retail on this, Chris?
So this was $100.
That's it?
And I'm telling you, I think it's worth it just for Live Without a Net alone.
You can't touch a box set now for less than $200 or $300.
There's the open. Beautiful. What do we got? We got 4 discs in here. So we've got the actual album remastered. We have a disc of Rarities, which has demos on it. We have the Blu-ray Live Without a Net, and we have a live concert.
Oh, dude, got Eddie's guitar.
Baby.
Dude, that's nice right there.
Yeah, dude, this is great. Is there a vinyl component?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a vinyl alone now is $50. There's a concert ticket. Tim, can you see? Because my vision isn't that great.
Oh, I got glasses.
How much did it cost to see?
These old Van Halen fans with their glasses on.
So there's one here that says New Haven Coliseum, August 26th and 27th, $16.50.
So that's the day. Those are the days they shot Live Without a Net.
$16.50.
And then
dude, you can't even see a movie now for that.
Well, I want to do the inflation on that.
You know what's great about that DVD is
so crazy.
I was such a Van Halen fan with Roth, and I was kind of on the fence about Hagar. Being a kid, I'm like, I don't know. But the Live Without a Net VHS sold me on how good
I was going to
be.
say the same thing.
That's 1986, going to see Van Halen for $16. Today, that would be $49. Can you go to any concert of that caliber today for $49?
Chris, I'm going to tell you something. Next month, I'm going to see a Van Halen tribute band, and I'm paying more than that for a ticket.
Mm-hmm. And so this was the world's introduction to Van Hagar. They came out swinging with this record. It's so good.
And we're going to get into that because there's a lot of production talk that we can talk about this, who produced it. But why don't we go listen to it? We'll come back and we'll dissect this. We'll be right back, guys. So we had a couple of slices of pizza. We went through the Blu-ray. That was the first thing we did, was to check out Live Without a Net. Looks fantastic. I mean, just to have that.
The one thing watching the Live Without a Net, I'm today years old when I found out that Michael Anthony has a talent that I feel like is incredibly underrated.
This is wild.
He can magnetically draw a beer to his hand in perfect form. This is talent. Boom. And he looks at the camera like, you know it, baby.
So when you put in Live Without a Net, and it's right in the intro of Why Can't This Be Love? So it's later on in the disc. And he must know it's coming because he points to the camera.
He does. He's definitely got his hand out like it's like Luke Skywalker. Like Only instead of a lightsaber, it's a beer, which is so much more appropriate.
But it was perfect.
It's fucking crazy.
It wasn't like he reached for it. He didn't even move his hand. But the thing is Michael Anthony to me in this moment became a rock star. He was always kind of like the guy laid back in the back, but this is a rock star moment right here. Just
100%.
holding your hand up and be like summoning a beer. Boom, got it.
That's like what was the baseball game where the guy almost dropped the baby?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the guy.
yeah.
No, he did drop the baby, but he caught the baby. he caught the baseball. He drops the baby midair, catches the baseball, catches the baby again before the baby falls to the ground. The baby's almost crying, but then realizes how awesome her dad is.
But the guy behind him's like, holy shit.
I just witnessed history.
But you know what? Even as impressive as this is, I still give Michael Anthony the edge on impressiveness. He didn't summon that baseball. That was an accident. 9 out of 10 times he drops that baby. He drops that baby.
If Michael Anthony had a baby in his hand instead of his base, do you think he would have caught the beer?
Absolutely.
They should have thrown him a baby.
Michael Anthony had the look of confidence. This guy looked like, holy shit, what the fuck? And it just worked out.
Yeah. Let's go back to Live Without a Net. You know, when you watch Sammy live, he's a professional frontman. He's got every lyric is where it's supposed to be. He's not missing cues. He's not running all over the place. He's there. Like, and Eddie, I think, appreciates that.
I know where you're going with this.
I'm sorry. I love David Lee Roth. I was watching some clips from 1984, Monsters of Rock out of England. Dude, the guy misses lyrics.
He's off time.
He's off time. But here's the thing. David Lee Roth
is out of his mind.
Coked out of his mind. He's a showman.
Absolutely.
He's a showman first.
Sammy's a pro.
Do you think that David Lee Roth was just having a fucking time of his life?
Absolutely.
And Sammy Hagar knew he had a job to do.
Absolutely.
Because Sammy also, too, had a lot of pressure on him because people wanted him to fail. They wanted Van Halen to fail, the David Lee Roth fans. And there's still fans today.
Oh, yeah.
That look and
Despise Sammy
will
Hagar.
argue and be like, Sammy sucks, Sammy sucks. Sammy doesn't suck. Sammy's fucking amazing.
I like David Lee Roth era better. That's just my opinion. But I would, if you gave me an option that I could go out and have a beer with David or Sammy, I'd pick Sammy 10 times out of 10, you know, because David, you don't know what he's
goofy,
doing.
right? Yeah.
But
He's a goofy guy.
Sammy just seems like one of the guys, you know.
Yeah, Sammy's a regular dude.
So relatable, you know.
Yeah.
He wasn't up there peacocking, trying to be something he wasn't.
It's almost like David's annoyed there's other people on the stage with him.
Yeah.
He's better in the studio than he is live.
I'm just talking.
Live,
I
you're
preface
watching
this
him.
just saying live stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
he's
he
like
is.
a goofball. But if I go to watch Sammy, I'm going to hear the record performed live.
And when I say that,
and that's the difference, I think.
David Lee Roth he's amazing, but it's not that when I say lyrics, it's not that he doesn't remember the lyrics. He doesn't give a fuck.
Well, maybe that's
He
it.
just skips them.
Well, the thing is we're reviewing a Sammy Hagar record, so it's poignant to bring up what we think of Sammy.
Yeah. You're right. All right, this album, 5150, the production on this thing. This album is produced by Mick Jones of Foreigner.
Yep, Foreigner.
Which is wild. So Ted Templeman, he's with them for all their albums from 78 through 1984.
Not to be confused with Templeton, which is...
I always thought it was Ted
I
Templeton.
was too. For
did
years,
too.
I was like,
I
Ted
did too.
Templeton.
When
you said Ted Templeman, I'm like, isn't it Templeton?
He didn't really produce much before this record, right?
Dude, I can sit there. This is what the web is telling me is Ted Templeman. I remember seeing the back of Van Halen 1 and it says Ted Templeton. Am I wrong?
It's that, what is that?
This is a Mandela effect?
Mandela effect. I swear to God it is, because I'm like, wait, Ted Templeman? I thought it was Ted Templeman.
If you guys remember this as Ted Templeton, I don't know, but I asked ChatGPT twice, and I even said, "Are you sure?" Because I remember it being Ted Templeton, and there was like, "You're a fucking idiot."
That too. That
too,
is the
bro.
Mandela effect.
So Ted Templeman leaves with David Lee Roth. That leaves Eddie in charge. Now he's creative control over all of Van Halen. He wants to go more keyboards. He wants to go a little bit more radio friendly.
Okay.
Get Sammy Hagar, who's perfect for Van Halen in this era. And then you got Mick Jones. Now that you know that it's Mick Jones producing it,
From Foreigner.
you can hear
Right.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
100%.
Especially like in Love Walks In.
100%. And this could have gone horribly wrong for them because they had such success with David Lee Roth. They were like waiting for you to fail.
That's right.
Timing also played a big part because in '85, the power ballad of the 80s started to really come in and hit. Right. And David Lee Roth even said in an interview I saw one time, the interviewer was like, you guys never did really any ballads. He goes, ain't talking about love. He goes, I ain't talking about love. That's not my bag. And it's just like, touche. You put it in a song. I'm not talking about love.
There's 3 rings involved in marriage. You have the engagement ring, and you have the wedding ring, and you have the suffering.
And here comes Sammy, and they have these great love comes walking in as timeless. But they would have never been able to pull that off with Roth.
No, absolutely. But what's interesting is Ted Templeton, he helped Van Halen create their sound with David Lee Roth, and it was more bluesy, it was more gritty sound. He leaves this album to Mick Jones, but he comes back for OU812, and OU812 doesn't sound anything like 5150.
True.
That's true.
OU812 is more bluesy, it's more gritty, and it's Ted Templeton. I'm going to use both names because I swear it was Ted Templeton.
So when Ted came back, he brought back some of the sensibility of the early Van Halen recipe with Sammy Hagar, just a little bit.
You hear it on Black and Blue.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Finish what you started.
Well, they threw the kitchen sink behind David Lee Roth. They thought everybody was going to follow Roth, so they put a band together with Steve Vai, Billy Sheehan, Craig Bissonette. They put a bulletproof band behind him, almost like
the best of the best.
The best of the best that wasn't Van Halen.
If we have to have a comparison, then fine. I eat you for breakfast, pal. I eat you and smile.
Give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut. To go.
And then Eddie and the guys come out with this, and it's like, all right, David, we're going to slide you over. Van Halen's the priority now. He got a real shot. They threw everything behind David Lee Roth, but he couldn't produce a record as strong as this right here.
Right.
What I think this record represents most is we have an example of Van Halen with a singer just did not work with Gary Sharon. Mm-hmm. Right. I like Gary Sharon, but that record just didn't work. I think Sammy Hagar was the one guy. They lugged up and found the one guy that could have took them just another level up. And dude, it was just lucky.